think the third day of our 70-day challenge. I'm using my telephone because I have a huge problem with my computer. It's only done some very weird stuff, and I've not had time to correct it, and I'm hoping that it will be corrected. Um, there's nobody there yet, but I'm hoping there will be somebody. I'll wait until somebody arrives. Pom 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 pom. Still nobody here. Pom 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 pom. 28, 20. Is there anybody there? Said the traveler to the indoor. Not for the moment. Hello, good evening. Hello, this is Gary. Welcome. Um, this is, I think, the third day of the 70-day challenge, and this evening, oops, gone again, and back again. Hello, this is Gary. Good evening, and welcome to the 70-day challenge support video live from Lausanne in Switzerland. And this evening, I want to discuss a subject which I think will be helpful to you. If you want to send me a message, you can only go. Hello, good evening. This is Gary, and this is the 70-day challenge. Welcome. And this evening, I would like to talk to you about a very important subject: optimism. How to be optimistic. What is the. Don't stay very long, do you? I'm just going to go and move. Hello, good evening. This is Gary. It's a 70-day challenge. I'm still working on this. And this evening, I'm going to talk about. No, it goes again. Hello, this is Gary. So I'm just walking around in my office, and because I've left something in another office, and I want to go and get it. My computer is here. So you're still there? Okay. I'm just checking if you're still there because a lot of people come and go on this live chat. So tonight I want to talk about optimism. I will be in a second. It's a bit complicated, this stuff. So, what is the benefit of optimism? Optimism is a way to increase the quality of your daily life. It's to increase everything that you are functioning with at any moment. It is hello, this is Gary. Good evening. Nope. Okay, I think it's time that I started. Hello, this is Gary, and good evening. I want to talk to you about optimism tonight. This is the third day of the 70-day challenge, and I've had some very interesting conversations with some of my patients today about optimism, about being positive, about what it does to you to actually have that positive attitude. And first of all, I had a very interesting chat with a patient just before, and he told me that he was going home the other night, and he lives in quite a built-up area with not a lot of parking spaces. And he said to me, "I don't have many parking spaces," and I was feeling pretty negative because I was going home, and I thought I'm not going to find a parking space again. And then he said to himself, he said, "Why not I be more positive, be more optimistic?" This is before even have any chat. Hello again, and they said, it's interesting. I have the a chat from the same person I had before in French, but whatever. And so he said, I'll be more positive. So he was on the motorway, and he got stuck in a traffic jam. And he was thinking that this is going to be a mess. I'm never going to find a parking space. And he thought, well, maybe that's the universe that's decided that I need to arrive home at a certain time to find a parking space. So he sort of convinced himself again about that. And he said, it'll be okay. So he arrived close to his home, and he got blocked by a what we call a dustbin cart, which is one of these big wagons that collect the rubbish. And so he couldn't move for about 3, 4 minutes. And again, he thought, oh, he's frustrated and things like that. And he thought, well, maybe it's also to do with the perfect timing. And so what happened was that the dustbin cart moved. And as the dustbin cart was moving away, he saw some lights flashing on a car, and people had just come and they were just leaving. And so the timing was just absolutely perfect. And where does it work if you have these positive thoughts? Do you change the universe? Do you give messages? I have absolutely no idea what it is, but what I do know for a fact that the more you can be positive in your life, in the way that you think about things, the better is the better will be your day. We're talking about here and now. We're not talking about some hypothetical future when something positive or negative could arrive. That's not really what we're talking about. What we're talking about is that if you are positive now, if you are optimistic about life, that means that today will be better, guaranteed better. And even if you have bad news or difficulties, having an optimistic attitude, a reasonably optimistic attitude, will help you find solutions, will help you be more positive. And that positivity opens up paths, that opens up possibilities, that when you talk to people and say, hey, I have a problem, I know it can be sorted out, but I need some help. Or if you just stop and you relax and you let the creative side of yourself function, then you will be more successful than anything. Let's try and get my eyes open more because I think it's bad so you can't see my eyes. And one of the ideas that I came up with, one of the thoughts I came up with, is a phrase that is a bit known a bit around the world, is trust in God, but bien, well tie up your camel. I've got mixed up with French, but bien, well tie up your camel. What does that mean? That means be optimistic, be positive, trust that things will be okay, things will be better, things will work. And yet, don't be too optimistic, don't be unreasonable, don't be crazy. One of the main reasons why they have car crashes, fatalities in America was because the people were too optimistic. They think they could actually pass the other car and get in time, and they couldn't. So I'm not asking for people to be mad optimistic, to be crazy, to do stupid things, to start spending money they haven't, gambling and things like that. That is not reasonably optimistic. Reasonably optimistic is you find a path, you find a system, you find a scheme, you find something that is functional, that makes sense, that's reasonable, that you can invest in. One of my other videos is how I've succeeded in life or something like that. The rules of success is the first thing you do is you dream. Dreaming is so wonderful. I would like this, I would like that. It would be great if I had this, it'd be great if I had that. But once you've dreamt about something, the next question is, could I be reasonably optimistic that it will arrive, it will succeed? And that question of reasonably optimistic is very basic. You go from a fantasy, a dream, which we can all have, be millionaire, to be prime minister, to be president, unless you're Trump, of course. All these things, you can dream of. And after a while, you have to say, well, how much is it reasonable? How much is it possible? If things went well, not magic, but just well. And if things go well, can I be optimistic? Can I be optimistic that it will succeed? And once you get to the point where you're saying, yes, if things go well, it will work. Because you can never guarantee things will go well. You can't. It's not true. It's not life. Life doesn't do that. You can't guarantee things will go well. But you say, well, if things go reasonably well, is it worth trying? Can I do it? Can I succeed? And in the video that I made, I've spoken of quite a lot of my own personal stories that I've done things that are totally unreasonable, illogical, and yet they have worked. Why have they worked? Because I'm an eternal optimist. And so I think, well, it might work. Let's go for it. But then comes the third part. The third part of the equation, which is incredibly important, is work. Work, 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 and work. You've got to really invest. And this is why this 70-day challenge is so interesting, because it's limited in time. You can invest. You can say, I'm going to do this because it's not for that long. For instance, just an instance, I decided I would start this 30-day challenge with a water fast. For a water fast for 3 days, which is a long time to not eat. And especially someone like me that enjoys food, and it's very, very important that at the end of the day, I have something nice to eat. But for these 3 days, I am not going to eat because I want to lose the extra weight that I have gained between the last 70-day challenge and now. So I'm going to give myself a good boost. I succeeded to go to the gym yesterday. I succeeded to go for nearly an hour this evening before starting this. And I'm going to obviously make a lot of effort. The fact that I'm here with you 6 times a week is part of the effort I'm putting in. But I know that these things will succeed. They will succeed because I've dreamt of them. I decide that they're reasonably optimistic, that they will succeed with strategies which are appropriate. I put the strategy into place and then I do the work. I make the effort and I keep going and I keep going and I keep going. And that's the way I have advanced in my life. I'm not saying my life has been perfect, is perfect, or will necessarily be perfect in the future. I said to the live broadcast in French that I'm 68 years old now, and I can't afford to retire, and because my retirement that I got from the States where I've lived and worked, it's much too little for me to fulfill my responsibilities and obligations. So I got to 65. I got a bit depressed. I thought, oh my God, I can't afford to live. I can't afford to pay my bills. And then I thought, you know what? I have a solution. I will carry on working. I'll work until I'm 75. I have an independent job. I can do that as long as my health and my mind continues to function, which hopefully they will. Then I can carry on working. And while I'm carrying on working, I can start a plan, a dream, the dream that I will have enough passive income in the next 10 years to be able to retire comfortably. And that's what I'm planning to do. However, to do that, I need to have my dream, have my strategy, and put in the work. The work for this is do the 70-day plan, the challenge with the people 3 times a year. I'll talk about that in a moment. 3 times a year. And at some point, money will come. Exactly how money will come, I don't know, but I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic because I'm on a path. I'm on a path that makes sense. You are all on a path that makes sense. You start this 70-day challenge. You say, I would like to arrive here or there, and I will succeed. And that's really what's important. What's important is that you plan something and you have the confidence that it's going to work. Now, whether you succeed 100% or whether you succeed partially, it doesn't really matter. Because even if you succeed partially, it means you are much better off at the end than you were at the beginning. That's a success. Yes, partial success is not full success, that's obvious. But if you got partial success, then it's been worthwhile. It's something that's worth doing because you have improved the quality of your life. Because this 70-day challenge is based on how can I improve the quality of my life for me. It's quite selfish in its basis. And you improve the quality of your life. And French. Yes, I'm a bit tired. It's a long day. Yes, maybe you've not got as far as you wanted, but as I've just sort of vaguely said, that this is not the only opportunity to do a 70-day challenge. I have decided, in my great wisdom, that I will have 3 70-day challenges per year. 3 10-week challenges. Just like a school term time. Most of them are about 10 weeks, 3 times a year. They call that a trimester. Some people do anyway. Which means that you have 3 lots of 10 weeks to advance, and you have 3 lots of time, of a variable amount of time, to relax and to just enjoy life without worrying and stressing yourself about what you're doing to advance in your challenge. And I think it's also important to have a moment of pause, a moment of break, a moment when you can let yourself go a bit. And if your goal is to reduce something, so I'm going to sneeze now, excuse me. No, I didn't sneeze. Well, I'm sure I will sneeze at some point. So it's really important to have these 3 moments of holiday, as kids would have at school, to be able to relax. But if you're coming down, I just don't know, I've remembered where I was up to. If you're coming down from smoking cigarettes, you want to drink less alcohol, you want to be careful about what you eat because you want to reduce your diabetes or your insulin resistance, coming off medications or drugs or anything like that, then of course this moment of holiday is not to go back to where you were, is to stay where you are. So if you've come down from 30 cigarettes a day to maybe 8 cigarettes a day, and then during the moment of vacation, then you stay 8. You say, okay, I'm going to stay where I am for now. I'm just going to relax at the level I'm at. I have a patient that takes 1,000 milligrams of quetiapine. So I don't know what's the equivalent in your country, but 1,000 milligrams of quetiapine is an enormous amount. She was on Oxycleo something, whatever, this painkiller, which is a bit like fentanyl, I presume. And she had a nasty medical situation. They put her on these painkillers, and then she got totally hooked, as a lot of people have done, unfortunately. And then she went on this quetiapine, which is I think it's an antidepressant. I'm not sure. I think it was something to do with animals originally, but I don't remember that much. And she's on this huge, huge dose. And so these 70 days, we're going to reduce that. And my high dream for her is somewhere between 600 or 700 milligrams. So to go 1,000 to 600 or 700 doesn't seem to be enormous. But for her, I'm sure it will be a huge, huge effort. And we don't guarantee it'll work, but I'm going to put all my energy into helping her reduce to that. Now, she's not going to stay at 600 or 700 milligrams for the rest of her life. Of course not. So my plan is that that's where we'll go to with the first 70 days, which we're now started. And in autumn, then I planned her to go down another 200 or 300 milligrams. And then maybe in 2026, between January and March, maybe we can get it off them completely. But this is in three steps, in three stages, because to come off totally in one go is too much. I wanted to be thin and handsome and muscular and lose my big fat belly. And I made huge efforts between January and March. And I lost 8 kilograms. What's that? I think it was 17.6 pounds. I lost, I think, 3 inches around the waist. And it was a success. No, it was more than that. 11 centimeters. That's about 4 or 5 inches around the waist, and I was pleased about that, but not satisfied. And I've been looking forward in a slightly perverse way to restarting this 70 days because I know that I will advance and I will get further than I did in March this year. And as I've said, that I'm on a water diet for a couple of days because I did gain quite a few pounds in my sort of 6 weeks holiday and eating more, eating bread, eating chocolates, and eating things that are in a diet I shouldn't. But now I'm taking this 3 day fast just to sort of like get back more or less to where I was up to. And then I'm going to plan to go down another 3, 4 pounds and another 2, 3 inches. And that's totally feasible. It's doable because I know I'll go back onto my 6F diet. Now, I'm not going to tell you tonight what is the 6F diet. I will tell you what the 6F diet and system is tomorrow. So if you bother to come tomorrow and plug in, then I will tell you what the 6F system is to lose weight and to get informed, to get strong and healthy and have a good body. But that's for tomorrow. That's sorry, you can't have that. Can't have everything tonight. I've got to have something to say tomorrow, and I've got to think every night of something to talk about, and because I did plan for this to be much more interactive, and for people to contact me and tell me what's happening, where they're from, so that I could talk back to them. But for the moment, that's not happening, and it's not a problem. I will find things to talk about, find things to discuss, and okay, I've now decided that tomorrow is the 6F system, which I will talk about, and I'll let you know what it is. But one thing's very important, that I am a therapist, a psychologist, psychotherapist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a coach. So everything I say are my own ideas for what I'm doing for myself. And my idea is, again, to motivate you, is to support you, to help you feel better about yourselves, and to keep going. And I tell you what I'm doing to motivate you to find your own solutions, because my solutions are not your solutions. This is an individual challenge. Each one of you has your own individual challenge. Each one of you can improve the quality of your lives by deciding over these next weeks what you're going to change, how you're going to change it. Now, maybe you need to talk to professionals, a doctor, a coach, a dietitian, whatever, whoever. Get yourself, if you're interested in, for instance, if you're interested in writing. If you're interested in writing, maybe what you should be doing is finding a group, finding other people that write so you can write with them. If your desire is to take up a hobby, well, that's wonderful. But maybe the hobby is woodwork. Well, if you want to do woodwork, you're going to find a group that does that. The idea is not necessarily to do these things alone. The idea is to find the help and support that you need. I am a type of help and support I'm here chatting away most nights of the week just to say, here I am. I'm doing it. I'm fasting today. I fasted yesterday. I will fast most of tomorrow. I went to the fitness yesterday morning. I managed to find some time to do that. I went to the fitness for 3/4 of an hour this evening. I found enough time to do that. I was concerned about getting back in time to do this. Things are possible. Things are doable. You can do it. You can succeed. I know you can succeed because most of my patients succeed and most of them absorb my optimism because I give it freely. You can do this. We can do this. This can be a success. You can be proud of yourself at the end of this time. You can be proud because you've given yourself a challenge. It's an important challenge. I don't know what your challenge is. You can write to me and tell me if you wish. It's your business. But you are making yourself a challenge. Fulfill that challenge. Go for it. Succeed. I know you can succeed. I trust that it can happen. I've seen it happen so many times. What most people need is a structure. The structure is simple. There's a start date and an end date. I am here in between that end date, that start date and this end date to talk to you, to give you ideas, to give you thoughts, to motivate you, to support you, to be here with you. I am walking the same path as you. I am here with you. I am doing the 70-day challenge. I'm not saying, oh, do this, do that, do the other. I'm going to just sit on my bottom and do nothing. No, I am doing the 70-day challenge with you. This is a joint affair. This is us together. We are all doing this. We are all going to go to the end and we are going to succeed. I have confidence in you. I have confidence in myself, and this will work. I know it works for me because I did it just before. I've done it between the 4th of January and the middle of March. I think it was the 14th of March. And I lost weight. I lost inches. I gained muscle. And I know it's possible because I'm doing it. And I have a full-time job as a psychologist. I have a job as administrator of this practice because I am half responsible for the whole practice. That's complicated, isn't it? Well, we have a joint practice, the psychiatrist and myself. She deals with the psychiatry and with her doctor assistant. I deal with the psychologists because I'm a psychotherapist, and in Switzerland, a psychotherapist can be responsible for psychologists, but being responsible is also work. And of course, there's also reports and everything else to do. I have quite a busy professional life. I also have a bit of a private life. I see my family from time to time, not too often, don't want to upset them too much. And I'm busy on YouTube, making YouTube videos, being live and things like that. Plus, as I say, I plan to go to the gym most days every week, most days. So to find the time to work, to do report, to do administration, and to go to the fitness and to just be alive, it takes a lot. But I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I want to prove it's possible. I want to prove to you it is possible. Together we can do this. So I think that's about it for tonight. I'll be live again tomorrow. So if you want to join me tomorrow and see what I'm talking about, as I said, I'll talk about the 6F system of getting informed and getting healthy. It's not guaranteed to work for you, but it can do. And it's what I use for myself. And as I've said, it's been successful for me. So find out what's successful for you, find the help, find the support. You can oh, hi Tate. Well, welcome. I've just noticed you sent a message. That's nice. It's nice that I've got another message. So that's about it for tonight. It's 9 o'clock here in Switzerland. And again, it's a long day. I've not gone home because I didn't have time after the gym to go home. So I'm doing this way. And tomorrow, more than likely, I'll be doing it from home. I don't know if I get my computer to function, but if it functions, great. And if it doesn't function, well, it's functioning this way, and I'm trusting it's okay for that. So I'll see you all tomorrow, and keep faith, keep courage, and it's going to be great. Bye for now.